I'm singing it so you go help me. How can I sing it so? Remember when COVID-19 was a tap in here. Remember when COVID-19 was raging. Da-dam, ba-dam, bam. And they say Grenadians must take the vaccine. Dam, ba-dam. But some people say they're afraid they get blood clot. So to take the injection, they prefer not. So them NNP come up with a plan to be an example to the nation. They say that they feel who are going to do the trick is if everybody see them take the prick. So Dr. Kid decided one morning he taking the prick. But when he get pricked, so he started grinding. Mistress Emerald piano. What she do? She take all the prick, she don't even ball. She taking, if you see them just as a procession, they come, they take the prick and they gone. Kate Louise, they cause as a big woman, but people say the prick she get was too long. Prick, they taking it endless. Believe me, New York, I did never know. Them NNP could have take pricks. Hold on, little bit. I ain't done yet. I'll you enjoy that? I'll give you one last verse. Well, when I see prick share out so on TV, you take prick too? I said, me? Yeah, I take, I don't lie. I don't lie. I said, them NNP and them do easy. But all you could say, why the ass all you damn want? I believe that they were leading from the front. Now say what you want about Dr. Kit, but you cannot question his love for prick, because I hear he take it 4 times, you see, like that man love prick more than killer bee. Somebody say, yeah, yeah.
Scholar, behave, please.
Let me tell you something. They can't do me nothing because they know me are there, you know. All you thought was me are there. They know me are there, girl. That's not me. Hear this. You want one more? Say, Oliver take, but he couldn't watch. He taking it while the little nurse they laughing and smart. She taking like she trying to tell him and that she must. He take, man, stay right there and take pricking you. He take it. When Peter David get it, he start to sweat. All the vein and them stand up in his neck. When I see how Peter do, I wouldn't lie. I laugh, I tell you, I cry.
Welcome to Ride Along Live. For today, as you guys come and go ahead and share the thing. Share the thing. Yeah, we have an interesting conversation today. Yes, interesting conversation today. With the, might possibly could be considered the undisputed. Yeah? King Scholar is in the building. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to conversate about. So as you come in, go ahead and share the thing. Share it up. Put it on somebody's page, put it in a group, and let us talk. Lacey, GICU, Ingrid, how you doing? Guys, before I start, I must tell you that this program is brought to you with kind compliments of Amazing Colors, Monday Night Mass with Amazing Colors, and we want to announce officially, the packages are on sale starting today. They started last night. So if you're going to Grenada and you want to be a part of the Monday Night Mass experience, you can get your packages right now at mnngrenada.com. That's mnngrenada.com. Monday Night Mass with Amazing Colors, because you know it's just simply amazing. Packages are available now, and listen. We had 150 packages of the front line, and that sold out last night into this morning. So that means we had to add some more. So we just added a little bit more. So if you want to play Monday Night Mass in the front line section, you can go and get your packages right now. Okay. All right. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't warn all you. All right. Okay. All right, guys, no long talking. Also, before I go on saying anything about no long talking, this program is also brought to you with the kind compliments of the National Lotteries Authority. National Lotteries Authority supporting sports program and nation building. Play games of the National Lotteries Authority. And even if you don't win, you are winning for Grenada. Grenada win even if you don't physically win. All right. And also for the multi-X, don't forget you could get the multi-X option with Playway. It's the way to go. Triple up, quadruple up on your winnings. Let us bring in the man himself, the controversial, and of course, undisputed, if I must say so myself, King Scholar in the building. How you doing, Scholar?
Junior, I did. I did not building. I don't know which building, but I did.
You did. Well, first I must say, welcome back to New York. This is your active home. You're always here. I mean, as an artist, you travel over the world, but I know you love New York. And don't tell me you don't.
No, well, I can't tell you I don't, because the truth is that I understand that, and we must love the diaspora back in Grenada, because I understand that you have about almost 400,000 Grenadians in the diaspora, so that's about four times Grenada.
Yeah.
So the diaspora is more Grenada than Grenada.
Yeah. True.
That's it, and we have to be thankful for the diaspora, of course. And the truth is that you'll find that, unlike in past times gone by, people are more gravitating now towards the culture, the Grenadian culture, more than anything else in the diaspora. Before, when man come to the diaspora and think, yeah, fella, they say man cutting style and all this kind of, and man speaking in twang and them kind of thing, The other day, I passing go up church, going up the road there. Yeah, man, jump up telling our next man, but that piece of sun stand up in your eye. I don't know who they know, but hearing that, I told because I know there is a Grenadian, So, and when I talk to the man tell me he's a Grenadian, but he's there in New York over 30 years.
Yeah.
And he's still talking about a piece of sun stand up in your eye. So more and more you'll find that almost you'll find a piece of Grenada right here in New York, and people are more gravitating towards their own culture. As a matter of fact, the people here, Grenadians here, they just know what happening in Grenada. Next door to me, they calling me and tell me what happened, and me know.
Yeah. They say the further away you go is the more patriotic you become. People in the diaspora, they are so true and in love with Grenada. I mean, whether it's politics or carnival or entertainment, whatever, we never forget.
Never forget. And social media and programs like yours and so on, bridging that divide real nice. So though we are in the diaspora, you don't feel like you are anywhere else but in Grenada, and that's good.
Absolutely. Well, King Scholar, as I said, we have a lot to discuss. The reason why I wanted to talk with you, because you are the voice of so many, right? I remember years gone by, the Calypso artist was like the newspaper. Whenever you wanted to know what's happening on the ground, you speak to a Calypsonian, and they could they put all the lyrics, the music into, or the news into the music and bring it forth. So you are fresh from Grenada, and you should have a lot of a sense of everything that's going on in terms of culturally, which we're gonna start there. And of course, you are someone who don't shy away from speaking about the political, whatever is on your mind politically. So I want to pick your brain on that as well. But first, I want to talk about the event yesterday. You were featured on this magnificent event yesterday. It was one of a kind. What's your thoughts? What was your thoughts?
Well, by for the inaugural, I mean, I was pleased. In fact, I had a feeling that it exceeded a lot of people's expectations. Nice venue, and the venue was really, really packed. As a matter of fact, when I went outside around minutes wait or thereabouts, there was as much people lined up outside as there were inside, and inside was already filled. So Grenadians really turned out, and they got a taste of the whole carnival experience. I mean, there was jab, innovative job at that. Not the regular job, but it looked regular. I saw how they were costuming up and so on. I mean, you have a lot of creative people all over the place. A lot of creative Grenadians. You got a taste of the chutney. Although them chutney and them, I don't know if they drunk already or what, but I mean, you got a taste of that. The costumes and so on that you could expect. There was that. There were nice little speeches and so on. Ministers were here and the people from Spice Mass. And then, of course, you had the soca, the music, really to top it off, So, all in all, it was a really good night, and it complemented what happened in Grenada because it was a sellout. Well, not sellout because nobody paid in Grenada. It was a free sellout.
Right.
But when you say sellout, you mean jam packed.
Yeah,
so it was a free sellout in Grenada, and then we came here, and it was a sellout in
sold out event. Sold out.
It really was, and by that augurs well. And I hear the people who are there, the minister and so on, said that it would be an annual thing. So it's something that New York City could Brooklyn can look forward to. So for the first time, I give it a 9 somewhere out of 10. I mean, there were little things, we started a bit late and so on, but starting a bit late is not a problem. I just hear people don't talk about that, but all that is part of the Grenadian culture, So it shows that the Grenadian culture is still up here. They started a bit late, and then in the end they had to hurry and hurry and hurry. But all in all, for the first time, it was it was really a good go.
Let me tell you, I have to say on that note, I have to say big up to Francis Purcell and the Spice Mass Corporation. So what happened was they created a subcommittee here in New York. I was a part of the advisory committee, and I have never worked so well. I ain't gonna say I never worked so hard because I do a lot of work sometime on my own, but there was so much work put into not only myself, the entire team. Everybody lifted their weight. Everybody did something or did what they had to do in order to make this a success. And we all.
And what I loved again about Junior, about the backdrop.
Yes.
Oh God. Yeah, excellent. Yes. I mean, I looked at it and you feel like you're in Carnival. I mean, all the aspects of Carnival were there in the backdrop. And then you had the Moko Jumbies. I mean, excellent. I mean, if you're a part of that, and I saw Janice Duncan here, there, every day. Janice was about 5 people in one out. Somebody tell me, look, Janice across there. I go to speak to Janice. And Janice, the way I just come out, she was really, really, you could see a lot went into it. And this 40 man in there, she said she dropping artists back on the airport and so on. So people sometimes do not know what goes on in the background, to get this done. Hats off, well done.
Rockin' J, Janice, Frances, Dave, Kim, Chris, the CEO, the chairman, everybody was a part of putting this thing together. And I had to say big up to my team. Well, not my team, but the team I was a part of. I was fortunate to be a part of to put together this event. But Scholar, this is the first time that this happened in New York, right? In your thought process, what took this so long to happen? It has never been done before. And New York is a major source market.
Just will. That's all it was. It's just a will that people didn't have, because people toyed with it many years. Many years I've heard about it. People toying with the idea, but just never had the will. And then there seems to now be a new surge in the diaspora to get things done. And there seems to be a new kind of connection between the diaspora and Grenada. I hear people say the word out is that the diaspora has a very big role in the administration of Grenada's Carnival this year. And that's how it ought to be, Junior, because but you cannot exclude Grenadians in anything. It has to be about inclusion. And if you have good people in the diaspora, then why not? And the truth is that the way that all of this electronic, virtual, everything, everything is taking place now, especially since after COVID hit, everybody realized that the world has become so small. And technology is making us so minute that you have Grenadians now in the diaspora serving on boards in Grenada, playing meaningful and active role on boards, attending all meetings and so on of boards in Grenada, and that's the way that it ought to be. So, boy, if you have Spice Mass board members in New York pulling strings and doing things, it can only augur well. And I believe that all of this was part of what made this so simple, so seamless and possible, although it was tied with, and according to the old Grenadian saying, they cha-cha with it for a long, long time, but never got it done. But this year, it was done in a big way.
Yeah. You sitting in Grenada, or you sitting and looking at what's happening, what kind of positive impact you see from a, just observing, what kind of positive impact? Because I have my view as to what positive impact it would bring. What's your take? What kind of positive impact we should see from something like this happening in the diaspora, not only in New York, but in other source markets as well?
No, well, I mean, Junior, I mean, I guess, let me ask you a question. Why did you people in the diaspora, that organizing committee, why did you pour all your efforts into this?
Okay,
and that would answer your question right away, because you did it for a reason, right? And the reason is simple, and that would only augur well. This will bring in more visit, because let me tell you, Grenadian Carnival, right, was never meant to be something just for Grenadians.
Right.
That's the number one. Because if it's only Grenadians are taking part in Grenada Carnival, and they no way as an economic spin-off and so on and so forth, you have to bring in the visitors, right? Plane loads and so on. So that in itself would obviously help to showcase what it is that you would expect to come to Grenada to enjoy. And boy, we got a real nice showcase last night. And I'm sure that some more tickets would sell for people to travel and so on. And as you said, hopefully, and I think one of the ministers made that point, that we can broaden this and take it to other diaspora communities throughout where you have Grenadians, because this is what will sell tickets, bring people, showcase our music, showcase our culture, our job. I heard some representative lady, I don't know if she was a Jamaican or something, with the job passed there, and she said she loved the job, and so on. You know, and when you hear this thing, music to your ears, music to your
Yes.
ears.
Yes. I heard a few people said yesterday on the live. I was watching the comments and people were saying, well, first of all, why did you guys have it in such a small venue? That's one of
Yeah.
the things that I've heard. And
Mhm.
two, people saying, why didn't you just do it outdoors? So the first thing I had to address, why did we have it in such a big, small venue? The second, New York is not Grenada. New York is not like you have endless venues where things could happen. The fact about it, there's no venues in New York. There is
Mhm.
absolutely no venues unless you're going Barclays Center, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, or Net Stadium, someplace like that. But that is the venue. The first time this venue has been used for an event like this was yesterday. So there's no venues in New York like that that's available, right? Secondly, why didn't we have it in a park? For the obvious reason, we live here in New York, and a lot of people don't understand that around May is a kind of guess weather. Like around May, it could still be cold. So you don't want to chance it and have it in May, and then it's cold, and then you have an outdoor event, and people just don't turn out. So the best possible idea was to have it at this particular time in an indoor venue, and the venue capacity was over 900, or like almost 1,000, more than 1,000 people was inside there yesterday, but it was still 1,000 people outside of the venue that just couldn't get in. So that was the best venue that was available for the event. And people were hitting me up yesterday. Oh, you guys messed up. And the other thing, Scholar, I don't know if you heard it. There are still people who have negative remarks about something like this. Could you imagine what could be a negative spin-off from something like this? Because I can't understand it.
What's the negative?
The-
What the negative remarks?
Like for some reason, people wanted this thing to fail. You know,
Mhm.
like people try. There was a notion of interjecting some sort of politics into the conversation, which there was no politics that should be involved in the culture. There was no politics in terms of putting it together, but there was some negative connotation and negative remarks, and people like they wanted it to fail. So I'm trying to think to myself, what could be the negative spin-off from something like this? And I cannot think about it. I try to bring my imagination to the furthest extent I could possibly bring it. I can't see it. But some people were still negative about what happened yesterday. I just can't see it. I don't understand.
Yeah, well, Junior, boy, let me tell you something. They crucify Christ, you know.
Right.
So I mean, you every time that things like that happen, just remember that they crucify Christ, and there was a multitude. When the Bible speaks about multitude, I
Mhm.
mean, that will be a whole lot of people, you know, that couple people who crucify Christ, you know. And based on what they say, Christ used to only the good thing, you know. So why go do? You'll find that, and the truth is that it's just a microcosm of the whole Grenadian experience these days. The politics is so deeply embedded within our psyche. Uh, we just came from an election less than a year ago, coming on to a year. Grenada is a very polarized society. We know that. We when telling you we very patriotic most of the times, especially when we feel that what is truly ours and what defines us, people are denigrating it. We ain't joke. We'll band together and kill people if they speak bad about we are held on or we flag or we then you will see you don't have no politics in that. And when we don't cause them up and tear them apart, then we go back again to we yellow and we green and so on. But sometimes you have to look at these things. Maybe that's just how we think. That's what has us going the way we are going. So sometimes you have to leave things be. I don't think that, and the good thing about Grenada and Grenadian societies and so on, even in the diaspora, we speak a lot, we vent a lot, we let off steam, we curse one another, but
Mhm.
but that's as far as it goes. We ain't pick up gun and shoot because a man have a different of opinion. We don't even fight, really. Man will
Yeah.
hide talk and so on, but we don't even fight. We'll just curse and we'll say we things. So it's okay, really. But I would have to search my imagination and my mind, bring it far to figure out what are the real negatives that could come out of something like this. I
Right.
can't.
True. Guys, we're speaking here with King Scholar. We're talking about everything. Politics, we ain't getting into that yet. We're talking about culture. And of course, we spoke about earlier about the massive event, the massive Spice Mass launch in New York City. And have some clips I will show you guys a little bit later on that as well. But we got a call. Hold on, I think we got a call on the line. Let me see if I can bring that call in. Caller, you live? Where are you calling us from? Hello? Hold on, caller. 1 second. Let me sort you out. Caller, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me sort you out properly. Stand by. In fact, I could probably put this caller on speaker. All right. Let me bring you in this way. Go ahead, caller. Caller, go right ahead.
Hello?
Hey, go right ahead.
You hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Yeah, congratulations to Spice Mass. That's a job well done. Greetings to the King Scholar, my friend. Junior, as Scholar said, the little issues, but maybe the late start, one or two things could have run more smooth. But it happened all over. I don't make an excuse, it happened all over. What I'm happy about is that the people turn out. The people get a wonderful show, and I was impressed and looking forward to that show every year. Congratulations again to Spice Mass in New York, and for the first time, I'm giving them 9 out of 10.
Wow.
I want to mention something. I don't know if you had that problem too, but I was speaking to Rockin' J earlier about it. He had a security guy walking. And Junior, that guy is a jackass. Sorry for my language, but you have to understand me. Stupid. I don't know where they just get them guys from. And if Spice Mass have to go there next year, if Richard Dow, they might look for a bigger venue. If they have to go there, and that guy walking again, he gonna have some problem. I know what I'm telling you. I don't know if you're working with the club, or I don't know if Spice Mass hire them. If they hire a security team, or if you're working with the club. But it's a guy, he had something on his head, wrap around like an Indian, but he's a dark skin guy. When I tell you that man's behavior was stupid, if you're walking down this step, and there's a old woman, you have to run. That man carrying on, getting on, and I reached J. Ollie because I went Ollie and sell some tickets. And everybody that coming in, that man have a problem. Even all who walk in there, all who walk in with the committee, all who taking part, that man just cussing everybody. Everybody. When I was going down this step and he started, I don't want nobody delaying here. What? I say, boss, take it easy. I'm an artist. I say, and I watch you all here. You don't talk to people like that. I say, you don't do that. You know, he come up and tell me, well, if you want to fight, I'm willing to fight. After you done perform, come outside and meet me. Junior, just leave it alone. But if I was a different guy, I mean, I never fight in my life. But if I was an ignorant man, Junior, it would be something different. And he have other people complain about him. So I'd say that to say that it's Spice Mass that hired that security team.
Yeah, which I doubt.
I don't know if you're working with the club. You have to check out that guy. Them don't need to walk around them people.
Okay.
Yes, they don't need to walk around people. So I hope they look into that. And again, it was a wonderful show. I enjoyed myself. And a lot of people do, old and young. And Scholar, when I see them young people partying to Calypso, I say, wow. And we don't say young people don't like Calypso.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Thank you, Specky. Thank you, Specky, for calling in. Yeah, that problem needs to be addressed for sure. Again, guys, 718-701-5720. Scholar, let's get into some other matters. There are things that you have voiced over the years that you think culturally need to be implemented or fixed or designed differently, right? In terms of Spice Mass going into a brand new 2023, which is they're aiming to have this dubbed as the biggest carnival ever. What are your thoughts that of of the things that need to be fixed now, or things that you're not satisfied with?
Well, the truth is that, and if I can go back to the theme that they chose, says Spice must be evolution. And in explaining it, I think the CEO of Spice Mars said that what they want to do is to change, to bring about change. So
Right.
I would then foresee, Junior, because you see, evolution is something gradual change.
Right.
Is not something foop fap. And the truth is that what they have inherited, you can't change it in one season. It's virtually impossible. So the way I see it, I don't know if they think about this thing properly, but all next year the evolution will have to continue. Really, because I mean, when you speak of evolution, evolution is gradual change. So I don't know what.
When you say what they had inherited, what exactly did they inherit from your perspective?
Well, by Carnival, there was no secret. It is no secret that Carnival has always been an event where we leave it up to the whims and chances of fate, kind of like, and not enough has ever gone into. In other words, Carnival has never been taken very, very seriously. The fact is, you have good people, people with the wheel and so on that make Carnival happen every year. The Calypso and soca artists, people who play the part, the mass players and so on. You fellas, all you come down, all you have all your Monday night mass, all you do things and whatnot, and make the Carnival happen. But there has never been that orchestrated thing. And then every year, for as long as we could remember, there has been chop and change. If it's one thing that has evolved over the years in Grenada Carnival, is Spice Mass and the faces of the committee. Right. Every year you have something, so there is no continuity, and every time you have to reinvent wheel and so on and so forth. And by inheriting that over I mean, you always hear every carnival, the hue and cry is that Spice Mass messing up. There has always been issues with job, issues with route, issues with lateness, issues with Monday night mass, issues with Calypso, and how the thing is run last year. Soca Monarch had issues. I mean, the thing has always been, if it's one thing, Grenadians always say, Carnival is bacchanal. Since a little boy, I know that. And no matter what they change, they go SMC, NCCDC, CDC, no matter what see you think. One thing that is constant is that there will always be confusion and chaos and bacchanal and so on. And so to fix all this thing, to get everything moving in a proper trajectory, it will take time. Of course, I think it's a start. It's a good start. One of the things I've always advocated for is for more resources to be pumped into Carnival. I think I said that on your program already. League of Place at St. Kitts. St. Kitts have about 11 or 12 people. That is St. Kitts population. Okay. And $3 million they put into Carnival, the government. So, you understand? And you don't hear anything about St. Kitts Carnival, man. St. Kitts Carnival is no biggie. But it pumped $3 million into Carnival. And for donkey years, 800,000 that used to go into Carnival. 800,000. And then we complain and we say, oh, SMC. So sometimes I used to be sorry for SMC for myself. Because I always say, if they tell me to head SMC and they give me $800,000, I give them back the money, I go in my house and go and lie down. Me ain't going to run Carnival with this kind of money and this kind of resources. No way you ain't getting me. So this year, more resources have been pumped into Carnival. We hear about 100,000 for soca. I ain't hearing about money for what is the money for the other thing and them yet, which for me is a little concerning. I need to hear they should have at least made a statement together. But what they have done is make the other entities and the other art forms and so on feel like they are minor. And that's one thing that I did not appreciate. In that press conference, you say what are the prize monies across the board. How much Calypso getting, soca, groove, how much pan getting, how much everything if there is an increase. But what is reassuring is that the CEO said there would be across the board increases. So, and more resources will be pumped into Carnival. So that's a good start. That's an excellent start. All right. But from all the other aspects and so on, these things, there's so many things in Grenada Junior that needs to be fixed. I mean, you are a Monday night mass man, and I'm sure you're not happy with all aspects of Monday night mass. And I'm sure that you can pinpoint a lot of things that have to be tweaked, a lot of things that have to be fixed. I don't expect them to fix, but what they have to do is to fix things incrementally. But it's a good start that we're going. Then one of the things I also notice that gives me a good warm feeling is that it seems that people are listening. Before, as an artist, from my standpoint, we always felt that we were at war with the parent body, that somehow we were at counter purposes, and they're always fighting with us, see us as like a people and so on, and not respected, right? This year you are seeing there is a move already to listening, to appreciating that you might have heard, you could have done something better, and then trying to fix it. I mean, look the Terra the governor issue, for example. Terra, as you know, there was a big hue and cry. Terra ain't coming in New York. Terra is so come on, how they could, and I don't know if it was an oversight. I don't know what was the issue, but bam, they went and Terra was in New York. So it seems like there's no hard and fast rule and say, well, Terra, you're not going. They did what they had to do. Terra come in New York. As I remember, Black Adan and them fellas and them were complaining on Facebook, oh, they didn't get a chance. They ain't part of the launch and so on. And boop, the guys reached out to Black Adan. Black Adan was on the launch, you know. So that is the next thing that I'll go well by. That as a Spice Mass must always listen to the people, the stakeholders. And I don't think enough of that had been happening over the years.
What about representation? Because you represent Calypso, well, not represent Calypso, but you're a monarch for many, many, many years. What responsibilities do you have to ensure that you convey the message? Because you might be seen as a senior in the field.
Well, boy, we have a big responsibility. And if I speak from a Calypso standpoint, Calypso, and I have always said that some of us senior artists, we have done a poor job, really, of making sure that the art form and so on is in a good place. The fact that we have two associations that we became divided, in hindsight, we should not have. But you see, hindsight is not waste of time sometimes. And you're supposed to have the foresight, really. And I think a lot of the problems that happen in Carnival is because we didn't have enough foresight. Maybe we should have gone to Victoria, because I hear a lot of foresight in Victoria. Victoria full of foresight. But in hindsight, we should have had more foresight and so on. So we've never, and if you have two different Calypso organizations not showing a united face, can't unite, you'll never get things done. You'll never get things done. And I think this is where Calypso is failing. This is why Calypso is not in a better place, because the Calypsonians themselves cannot unite. All right. The truth is that Calypso has forever, and Calypsonians have done their part in terms of producing music and so on. You hear people say every year, and Junior, I can bet you that, that this year when the Calypso, soca and so on start to come out, people go start to lambaste Calypsonian and horse and say, well, stupidness are you singing this is the worst. This is the worst. Every year it happens, and it will happen again. And then slowly, because you see, Calypso and soca does grow on people. By the time it grows on you, people will say that's the best. We have always kept our end of the bargain, but I think institutional wise, we have not done a good job. And so you're correct. We do have a responsibility. I have a responsibility. Specky has a responsibility. We all have that responsibility collectively to ensure that we leave the thing in a better place, so that when the next generation comes along, it would be much easier. What do we have to do? Quite a lot. And I think one of the first things is to come together. If we ain't come together, we'll continue to spin top in mud.
Yeah. In terms of your recommendation, I saw Chenny Joseph just posted a question there about the responsibilities and stuff like that. Okay, so I know Spice Mass committees possibly watching this, and if they're not watching it now, they might watch it later. And I said you're a heavyweight. What immediate recommendation would you make to them that need to be implemented like yesterday to ensure that the things start off and at least some of those low-hanging fruits get fixed?
Well, one of the things that, Junior, is that Spice Mass board and how it is constituted. The Calypsonians, the soca artists, we do have a representative on the board that sits and speaks on behalf of Calypsonians. Now, one of the things that we have done, and we have done unsuccessfully for the most part, again, because they don't, we have never been taken seriously. But one of the things that we have done and continue to do and will continue to do is to always make a proposal, put forward a proposal every year to the Spice Mass Corporation. Some of the things we don't get done, some of the things get done. Like last year, for example, it was our proposal from years ago that Ali Gill and company would have taken on board to rename the Soca Monarch semifinals and the Groovy Monarch semifinals. Those were our recommendations, right? So we always recommend. As a matter of fact, this year, we again presented to Spice Mass 20-something page proposal for them to study and deliberate on. Some of the things I don't know if they will get done, they will get passed. But hopefully, if they take some of these things into consideration, we will see. Because I am not one who believes in just going tack thing, say thing on Facebook and so on. Somebody said the pen is mightier than the sword. So you present your proposal, well written, well put out, and easy to follow. So one of the things I think that from a Calypso standpoint, that is really affecting the art form, Junior, is this whole thing of the tents. How do you get the tents to be viable? And how is it that the tents can be able to offset the cost of band?
Right.
People don't understand, but that is the biggest problem that Calypsonians face. Because since after 2001, when they boycott, when you had the boycott, bands and bandmen were paid money to go on the road. Before, bands played for tents and didn't get money, until the tent make.
Right.
Then everybody share. But then now, up comes this era where before a bandman strum a guitar, they are paying me. They are pay for every practice. Now, where we getting that money? Sometimes they just say they give us a subvention. The subvention can't even pay for rehearsal. And one of the proposals that I've made to Spice Mass, sometimes when I tell them that, they'll laugh. But I even write it. One of the proposals that I've made to Spice Mass that would help is for Spice Mass to take over the paying of the bands, for the tents.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me no subvention. I don't want no subvention. Take this thing what you used to give me,
Mm-hmm.
pay for the bands, for rehearsal, and for shows. Pay that. And I could work with that. It will be much easier for me as a tent leader because I've been managing tents for the last 3 years, right? And it will be much better for me that I do not, because about $20-something thousand
Yeah.
is what I pay to pay bands for the season.
But
And
Scholar, what is wrong with the 10 seeking sponsorship externally?
we do. And sometimes we get. Last year, for example, Hubbard's was our sponsor. So
Right.
we got a good thing there. Last year we had a very successful season. As a matter of fact, last year we held a 10th Monarch competition. The first time we held it. Young Song win, Young Song get a $3,000, second prize gets 2,000, 1,000, and so on and so forth. Right? But it was only because of the sponsorship. But that can only go that far, because you see, Junior, one of the things is that while we're speaking about that, nobody asks the question, what happened to the Calypsonians?
Right.
Because if you ain't make the finals or the semi-finals, what happening to you? What you getting? You see? And that's where the problem is. So you pay the bands, the bandmen get money, but the Calypsonians don't get nothing. And this is what we have to fix. This is what we have to, because Calypsonians cannot just year after year after year come in and you leave Brooks. I mean, you have to do it for the love, and we all do it for the love, but you can't just be doing this thing and ending up out of pocket, because at the end of the day, you're ending up a papa. I tell people already, Calypsonians, I win how much crown? 10 crown. I Brooks. I a poor man. Even in Trinidad, I win 10 crown. I am multi-millionaire.
Right.
I am poor man and I win 10 crowns. So by a lot has to be done.
But we spoke about the viability of the product, right? Over the years, we've seen like almost Soca Monarch was kind of maintaining some of the other competitions financially. I don't know how much, so I don't have the facts, I don't have the numbers.
No, that's not true. That's not true, Junior.
Okay.
That's not true.
Just from a visual perspective, you would go to Soca Monarch.
Yeah. From a visual perspective. Yeah.
Right. But you go to Calypso. You go to Calypso, and you could count how much people are sitting in the stadium. What is preventing the product from being more viable in terms of probably not even able to pay off the whole expenses, but what is preventing it from even cutting that in half?
The Calypso?
Yes.
Well, here's what, and I'll tell you that straight out. There is not a dwindling interest in Calypso. That's a myth. People don't believe Calypso dying.
Right.
You always hear that. As a matter of fact, there was one person I think who sang a song. She said she want to die like Calypso, because every time you hear Calypso dying, but he can't dead, So when she had to dead, she died like Calypso, Always dying, but can't dead. Because I can bet you, if Godfrey Augustine has his legend in consort or any of those other concerts and so on,
right,
the place full, place mash up, he can't hold.
Right.
So there's not a dwindling interest in Calypso, right? Over the 10th season, I will be honest with you, my 10th, we do quite well, but we have a place in Deluxe Cinema, which is not a very big venue anyway, but we almost pack that out most nights that we go there. All right. I think one of the semi-final, you look at the Calypso semi-final every year, it is comparable to the Soca Monarch semi-finals in terms of patronage, right? What has been suffering over the years is the Mardi Gras. And because the Mardi Gras has been suffering, well, there are a number of reasons, but one of the main reasons, and the acid test is the fact that the only territory where the Mardi Gras has not fallen in terms of patronage, because in Trinidad is the same thing, you know. You could check the amount of people that has been Trinidad in Mardi Gras. It's a handful. People don't go to Trinidad in Mardi Gras. People don't go St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Antigua. Everybody, the numbers have fallen. The only country where the Mardi Gras has been going from strength to strength, no numbers have never fallen. You know where, Junior?
Dominica.
Yeah. Dominica. And the only thing that Dominica doesn't have that everybody else has is a soca monarch. Dominica don't have a soca monarch. Since, now you have to remember how the Mardi Gras was when Specky and them fellas used to be tearing up the Mardi Gras. You had basically a slow run, and then you had a fast run.
Yes.
And the fast run was like the soca monarch.
Soca monarch, yes.
Yeah. And then from that fast run, that momentum used to take man straight into the Juve.
Yes.
No, you don't have that.
So did Soca Monarch kill Calypso?
Yeah?
Did Soca Monarch kill Calypso?
Soca Monarch has killed Calypso. Of course, Soca Monarch has helped in many ways. So you have the soca, the diehards who are Calypso lovers, but Soca Monarch has taken an entity of Calypso that we don't have anymore. And then, of course, on top of that, soca is now the big thing in terms of airplay and so on. Remember before, when people went to the Mardi Gras, they could have sing the songs and them word for word. You know, if you are Karma, they singing it in the song. You know?
Yeah.
No, people don't know no song. All you know is soca because soca is what is being played.
But Calypso artists don't record a lot of their songs, so it's impossible to promote it like that.
And Junior, there's a saying for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So you don't expect, if radios are not playing Calypsos, that Calypsonians go on record. That is what happened, you know. It's not the other way around, you know. It's not that Calypsonians are recording, so they don't play the song. They're not playing the songs, so Calypsonians are recording. That's what's happening.
But Scholar, we're in a whole different world. We don't need radio. Nobody needs radio to promote a song. Case in point, last year you had a tent show in Grenville. I took a snippet of it and I put it out there on social media with, I believe, what's his name? Your son and the other artist in your tent. What's his name? Cox, right? That song got over 50,000 views, right? So what's stopping the Calypso artists from self-promoting their Calypso? You don't need radio. Why do you think that you need radio to promote your music when there's social media and everybody have a social media account? I think that's the old style of thinking.
It's the old style of thinking is true, and there's a new way now. And remember last year, Junior, for the first time, all 10 shows were streamed.
Yes.
So we're moving in that direction you're speaking about. But we can never downplay the effect of radio and so on. We still can't downplay it, because at the end of the day, if we do want to downplay it, then why they don't play Calypso? Play Calypso because it's not important.
Yeah, but it's the chicken before the egg scenario. Like a Chenny Joseph is asking. Chenny's asking, why can't the best Calypsonians come together and record their songs and submit for listenership? And here, before you answer that question, here is one of the commitments that I have made on this platform here, right? I said, even last year, I said, I wanted to create a whole entire program dedicated in playing Calypso music. Right. So it's like a ride along Calypso, but we don't have the songs. So I had to take snippets from the live stream. Thank God there was live stream, and I had to put it together, and that's how I was able to build momentum. And Cox even said it, you know, people were singing Cox song word for word. And it wasn't, I don't know if it was recorded, but more people was watching that live performance. They saw that live performance. Over 50,000 people watched that live performance, and they get very acquainted with the song.
Yeah, well, that is great. But I can tell you, I am one Calypsonian that records every year.
Right.
And when I put a song on archives on YouTube, I sit down here and I'm watching the views going up as well. And they call that slow animal the tortoise. A tortoise. The views not going nowhere. I mean, come on, man. So I have always recorded Kaisos. Kaiso has his people, Kaiso has his diehards. Sadly, you'll find by at the end of the day, and the truth is I blame people a lot sometimes for especially younger artists for sometimes not bothering with Kaiso, because the truth is the soca is much more appealing. The soca you can get recognition, vup vap. Sometimes you sing thingy, voice day in China, chorus day in India, the next part day way, and you turn out a big star. I mean, rated and then mash up place all about the place. So with all these things, fellas gravitate, and then of course, soca Kaiso is kind of like the test cricket, while the soca is the 2020. So it's more of a grind and whatnot. We have to sing 2 songs. If you make a mistake, your boss, your voice has to be in tip-top shape and so on. Yeah. Soca, if you're tired, you could stop in soca and say low, talk some bit, catch your breath and so on. So it's a much more difficult thing, and so on, and it's less appealing. And then on top of that, you have the less radio play, less commercialization by so that's what happens. But I can bet you that Calypso is going to endure. Yeah?
Right.
Because it has stood the test of time. And if you see what happened in Trinidad, and then it is happening in Barbados as well, the soca monarch, there's no soca monarch in Trinidad, there'll be no soca monarch in Barbados. But guess what? There'll always be Calypso.
Yeah. Exactly. Speaking on Calypso and performance, I want to take a quick look at Scholar's performance. This is his performance at the 2022 Calypso finals. He was able to get his crowd. Take a look at Scholar. And then when we come back, I want to ask the question about, well, the political landscape, but also, does it mean that Calypsonians have to get a little more creative? Let's check. guys, we're chatting here with King Scholar. That was a throwback, a performance last year. He won the crown again. That was the 10th crown, right? The 10th or the 11th? That was the 10th?
That is 10th.
That is the 10th. Okay, that was the 10th. That was the 10th. So we're speaking about Calypso and Calypso dying, but you're always able to maintain your position in Calypso because you have remained consistent by hitting on the current factors that's affecting the country. Like I said, like a newspaper, like, a chronicle. You always hit on the topic that interests people. But don't you think that that's one of the things that Calypsonians kind of forgetting, that the song's supposed to bring forth that message instead of trying to compete with soca, because Calypso and soca cannot compete. They serve two separate purposes. You think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you go back to the roots and the foundations of Calypso, that's what you find. Of course, Calypso has evolved, and now you have all kind of lighter topics, like love and peace and war and those things, and children and so on. But at its foundation, at its very core, Calypso is something that started from protests on the plantation, right? And so nobody says it must not evolve, but at the same time, if you are true to the foundations of Calypso, then you can't be going the wrong way at all. As a matter of fact, this is great. And if you think about it, from the plantation, you had Massa and so on. And then Massa was replaced in the modern times by the political directorate and the people who control the power, and factors of production and so on and so forth. So this is what the Calypsonians usually would hit in terms of keeping to the foundations of Calypso. So when people say that a Calypsonian is too political, he's thinking on politics and so on, you just have to laugh at that, because it means that they don't understand the true purpose and the true foundation of Calypso whatsoever. And so a Calypsonian must never, ever bother with that. As a matter of fact, I would say that, and I'm never bothered about what people say about me. And I'm never bothered about what people sing. You sing what you want based on your conviction, right? Because you have a conviction that comes from years of interactions, years of experience and so on. And if you don't understand my experience, you may never understand why I sing what I sing. If you never understand a Jamu experience, you will never understand why he sings what he sings. I am one that grew up, for example, on the blocks in Chantimel. So I was exposed at an early age to storytelling, to the chantwell. My father was an old chantwell of the Chatni Mass. So I grew up against that backdrop. So it's difficult for me not to tell stories. It's difficult for me not to infuse all the old colloquial things and so on in song, because there's no village in Grenada that is more colloquial than Chantimel. I mean, it would be strange to not do that, right? And so on. So people don't understand sometimes where you come from, and they definitely do not understand the foundations of Calypso. So they'll speak. But I've always been true to my what I do, true to my game. Nobody can say that when this was there, I shied away and so on. I've been singing political songs and other type of songs for as long as I can remember. I mean that's how it goes. I sing about Kit Mitchell, I sing about Tillman, I sing about Breezan, I sing about Braffit, I sing about once a day. I sing it on them, That's how it is.
Is there a point where you would draw the line and you would say, you know what, this is happening? Say, for instance, right now there are so much political topics. There's so much content out there. I was speaking to Beast earlier, and he said he was going to write a song. So I was telling him, I said, Beast, boy, it's easy to write a song. I can write about 10 songs myself. There's so much content, right? I translate my song into running to the studio and doing a vlog, but there's so much content to sing about. Where do you draw the line and say, you know what, boy, this is a good topic, but I ain't gonna touch it.
Well, as a Calypsonian, we always draw the line, But I could tell you, sometime for the year, I write 3 songs that I don't sing. Sometimes you have to weigh, measure, so on. Or sometimes I write songs and they get sung 3 or 4 years after. So as a Calypsonian, you always have to test the air, know what, and figure to yourself what might be relevant, what might not be, and so on. But when politicians write songs for you,
Yes.
why must you not sing them? I mean, that's the problem that I have. Them men writing the thing, and then they vex when you're singing it, Let me tell you, as long as they're writing for me,
Yeah.
and I decide that I'm still in Calypso as singing what they write, right? So right now, strangely enough, we have a situation right now where the opposition is writing more songs for us than the government. So I can bet you in this Calypso cycle, the
Yes.
opposition will get a lot of blows, because right now they're writing a real tune. That is the fact. This morning we get up and we hear member resign. So boy, you can't expect that these things to happen and people and sing about it.
So there are a lot of political topics. There is, of course, and you're so right when you say that the government or just the whole administration, whether it's the NDC or NNP, right now is the opposition, and they are writing a lot of content. And your translation of song for me is vlog. So I run in the studio and I do vlogs, and oftentimes people upset when you comment on a current something that is actually factual. They don't like when you speak about certain factual because you get branded one way or another. Have that affected you in any way when you might have a conviction to a specific political organization, whichever it is, but then something might convey or something might come out and you might have to apply some reasoning, or you might have to apply some caution of speaking about it. Have you ever been in a position where your political aspiration or your political bearing kind of weighing on terms of the songs or whatever you speak about or sing about?
Well, Junior, you're speaking to the man, because you have to remember that for all my years I've been a public servant, and that in itself weighs also. People don't separate.
Yes.
Last night after I sing and I come off the stage, the first thing a little lady grabbed me and she tell me, "What, you are permanent secretary, I'll stop that."
Yes.
I'll stop that. And I had to say to her, "What? Not a permanent secretary, I come out and sing me." Permanent secretary is in your office. When I did my office in the ministry, they have a permanent secretary. But when you see I climb that stage, me no permanent secretary. Nah. So I've always had that. For all my years, I've been a teacher. As a matter of fact, as I tune in here tonight, the first comment when I look down on the side, I see somebody cussing me and say, the little snippet that you played, how the hell I could sing that and me that teacher? They ain't even realize I ain't teaching no more. But boy, the whole teachers to a kind of standard, you're supposed to not say certain things. And of course, you're supposed to not say certain things when you're teaching people children. And I never have. I teach all kind of people children from all over. The person that is on stage and the person that teaching the children, 2 different persons. So I understand where the lines are drawn and so on. Then, of course, on top of all this, Junior, when you're a Calypsonian like me singing political songs and so on, it is always a chancy thing, especially in the Grenadian scenario where politicians can become and political directors can become very, very thin-skinned. Yes. So I've suffered under that for years. people don't know. I have had missed opportunities and so on because I dared sing on the political directorate and so on. I have had people wish all kind of bad thing about me. I have even, you remember my daughter when she was 7 sing what people had considered at one time the independence anthem. And she never got a chance to even perform the song, you know, because of me, you know, because of who she father was. So poor innocent child, they ain't taking her to sing because she father does sing against them. You see, boy, so boy, a lot of funny old stupid kind of thin skin thing has happened that affects you and sometimes put a blight in your way. But at the end of the day, once you have your conviction and so on, you say to hell with it. You believe that what you're doing is right. You believe that that's the way that a Calypsonian has to ply his trade. And so you go with your conviction. Come what may.
Yeah, true. Again, guys, we're chatting here with Scholar. I'll give you guys an opportunity to chime in and call in with Scholar. We have about 10 more minutes before we wrap it up. But this is your opportunity. 718-701-5720. You could call in live and let us chat about this. I want to go back a little bit about this political, you know, what's happening now in politics. What's the biggest topic? You as a Calypsonian, you're looking at everything that's happening. What's the biggest topic? What is happening right now that definitely will get a line or two, or that you're looking at serious political whether mishaps or what have you? What are you looking at?
Well, let me just say this, Junior, that last year I announced that I'm hanging up my guns. so I mean, and people tell me, boy, look what happening. I hear you and Beach trying to coax me to come back and so on. So I might have to do as a famous prime minister and say one for the road.
One for the road again.
You know, when you go for one for the road, it doesn't end up good. That doesn't end up good.
Hold on, thought right there. I have somebody on the phone line. Caller, hello.
Hello.
And you can recognize your voice. Go ahead, caller. You're live.
Hello, Julia. Obviously, a pleasant good evening to you and the listeners, and to the Honorable, the Right Honorable Dr. Findley Jeffrey. We try to give him his doctorate in Calypso.
Yes.
I can't wait on the University of the West Indies or the government starting in front. And you know, the full time used to call for the mighty Sparrow and the mighty Findley and we passed that stage. So I call him the Right Honorable Dr. Findley Jeffrey.
Yeah, he needs that.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. Sorry about Matthew Beast, Obi.
But you calling him the Right Honorable. You calling him the Right Honorable. No, I'm gonna call you guys possibly in the next couple of months competitors in the national competition. Hopefully, since Scholar kind of give us a hint as to what 2023 would look like. So most likely I'll be calling you guys competitors soon.
You know, we've been that for years ago, since 1993, we've been doing that. It's good competition. We are the two who really stick to the die-hard, hit-hard Calypsos. We already say we go in there last year, but we're coming back when it didn't take us. I say he's going, but I expect him to change that soon.
Yeah, well, he's gonna. Hopefully, we're gonna break the news on Ride Along tonight. Hopefully, he's gonna make that official announcement. Hopefully, we'll get that official announcement today. So it will be breaking news tomorrow. For the rest of the week, that Scholar is back.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I
man.
hope so.
Yeah,
I hope
man.
so.
We'll get that. We'll get
Yeah,
that. But listen, thank you.
Junior,
Yeah, go ahead.
you and my partner, Beast, let me tell you something.
Uh-huh.
One of the things that is causing the most problems right now, and you ask me about the politics thing, one of the things that is causing the most problem now is a man what say he go finish and he don't finish it, you know. That's not a good thing. Don't finish it. You know. The man has for one for the road, and now he's still fighting up, you know. So that is what causing the most problem. And you ask me what is topical. That is the most topical thing now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, don't worry, man.
Keep commenting, Calypso.
Yes. Yes. I think we lost connection there with Beast. Okay, but Scholar, let's go back to the question of competition. But before we go into the question of competition, I want to put you on the spot, you know. I'm going to throw some names at you. And you're going to give me the first couple of things that comes to your head from a Calypsonian perspective, right? In politics. Tell me what you think, what your thoughts, whatever it is. Okay, first one, Peter David.
What I think about Peter David?
Yes.
You know, you have that color fluorescent green. You know the color fluorescent kind of green?
Yes.
Kind of between green and yellow?
Yeah.
Peter David. Peter David. You know, after a time, I started calling the color, that kind of between green and yellow color, I started calling it Peter David, you know.
Fluorescent.
Yeah, I'm away now, Peter David. but Peter has always been a flawed character in terms of politics, you know, in Grenada. Always at the forefront for sometimes for good reasons, sometimes not for good reasons. And he has always been he has always written a one or two for Calypsonians, you know, and he writes it again.
Okay, I got the next one for you. Delma Thomas.
Yeah. Well, the truth is that in my political career, and I take that you think about it in that way. I've never sung about Delma, you know. I've never had the reason, if you want to call it that, to sing about Delma. So I think when I tell you that I tell you all, she has always escaped my pen. Always.
Why?
I sing on all kind of thing, but I ain't singing on Delma.
Why?
The only time, little humor, poke a little fun, but nothing as it relates to her political work and so on. And right now, I think she's fair game now because she has resigned. So let's see where she goes from here. Maybe she will become the new Fluorescent.
but in the other way, the opposite direction.
the other way.
More green than yellow.
Oh, God.
Okay. Dr. Keith Mitchell.
Yeah, well, that's my boy. I mean, Dr. Keith Mitchell is the most flawed politician that Grenada has ever seen. He has written, he's really a good friend of the Calypsonian. Really. He has written the most songs for the Calypsonian, most songs for me. I must admit there's always something that you can sing. Sometimes because of things that he not only what he does, but what he says. You know, never put him out in bag to say thing. Remember when he said about the money easy, sorry, I mean that even the thing about them people and them Tiffany chicken and so on in the hospital. So he says outlandish things that is food for your pen. You know, so he has always kept us viable. That's one politician that honestly though he had said about one for the road and what, I honestly don't want him retired. As long as I am a Calypsonian, I can want a man like Dr. Kit Mitchell to retire because and I think a lot of people said it to me before, the day Dr. Kit Mitchell closed the eye, I would have nothing to sing about. And probably they're right. Probably they're right because he does some writing, he does a lot of writing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honorable Deacon Mitchell.
Well, very early, so I mean you have to weigh him out. You know, people say he's baby Jesus. I have a song like that I was crafting, you know, baby Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, like a thing about Mary and her baby. The people keep on coming, but he thank God. But he seems to be and the truth is that very young, and he looks younger than he actually is,
Mm-hmm.
which is something. And then everybody does fight to take a little picture with him. He's the most photographed prime minister I think that Grenada has ever seen in its era. You know, that's one thing. I think maybe 3/4 of Grenada and 3/4 of the diaspora will be posed to take out a picture with him at some point in time in the career. But he's young.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't make a year yet. So let's see. There's not much that you can really, as a Calypsonian, that you can much see. But let's see, because the more they govern, as the time goes by, you know, that's when the songs get written. But so far, the man going.
Mm-hmm. The NNP party as a as a group, as a grouping.
As a grouping.
As a grouping, the NNP.
Well, the NNP as a grouping has been a staple in the Grenadian politics for donkey years. The most successful party to have ever graced Grenada. I mean, 3 clean sweeps and so on. And I think one of the things that is taking people by surprise is what is happening now. Because this that is happening within NNP now is what we have associated for donkey years with NDC. Instability, resignation, and talk and of leadership crisis and people fighting for leadership and so on. And this is something that honestly we never thought could have ever happened to NNP. You know, and boy, it's that's why they say the more you live is the more you learn, and the more you see things. If you live for long enough, you could see Anne's belly. I never, if you had asked me, told me that this would have been happening within NNP folds 2 years ago, I would have doubt you and tell you no. But of course, it's a stable grouping, and they'll bounce back from this, I suppose. Let's see how strong.
Right. And
But
last
the Calypsonian, of course, the Calypsonian is watching.
yeah.
With a lizard eye, we scoping, we watching, and I expect that part, the NNP in government, was food for the Calypsonians and much talked about and much sung about. And I figured this year it would be the same thing in opposition. Probably is the first time we'll be seeing that our opposition party would be the thing that Calypsonians will be most focused on. I believe.
Let's take this call on line. Caller line, where are you calling us from? Hello?
I'm calling from Canada. Junior, I just wanted to pose a question to Scholar.
Now you're live, so you could speak with him. Go right ahead.
Scholar, Junior asked you about Sister David, Edit P. I want to ask you about Kem Jones.
Kem Jones is not a politician. Kem Jones is a top thing. Kem Jones is a how you call him, Junior? A vlog? Okay.
Well, yeah, me
A
personally.
blog, I don't know Kim Jones is, but he's a commentator
Yeah.
kind of thing that has grown in prominence. And the truth is that he has been doing that for a long time. So he has his listenership, he has his viewership, and so on. But of course, Kim Jones is no politician. I don't think he has ever run for office or so on. So Kim Jones can't come into that discussion we're having, you know. Kim Jones had to wash his foot to come in that. That not Kim Jones thing.
What about, last but not least, what about the NDC party as a political organization?
The what?
The NDC as a political organization.
Well, the NDC as a political organization, and we're talking about from down the years, eh?
Yes, let's down the years up to now. The
From
evolution.
down the years, because as a political organization, I sang about them for donkey years, you know. All when you had June Porcel and them playing the fool, talking all kind of thing about they go around election and then they go decide who is leader. I mean, and NDC had been a blunder party for donkey years. Blunders alone. They got a chance in 2008, and before 2-3 years they mash up this so on. But you're seeing a kind of difference now. Is like NDC has become as how NNP had become before. There's no leadership crisis, because that was one of the problems with NDC. They always had a leadership crisis. Who will be leader? Tillman became, and then you hear this fighting and that fighting. Now the leadership is defined and assured kind of, and this is something that kind of you can't hold against them. And let's see what would happen now. But it's like NDC right now. That NDC right now is kind of almost like not the NDC that used to make shoppiness years ago.
Right. All right. Yeah, I think we sum up. Is there any other political figure that we didn't touch on? That is in your purview.
Well, we are a lot. I mean, yeah. I had a partner always used to sing about Tobias Clement. Tobias Clement was fair game for me. I sing about Tobias Clement for years. I say to be he idling, you know, working and getting salary. He was not. Toby had always been a flawed one as well. I remember the interestingly, I think that's the first time that had happened. Toby he handcuffed himself he handcuffed himself in the parliament. Unprecedented probably in the world, you know. So Toby has been there, he has done that. He has in terms of the political landscape, I don't think that anybody would ever forget Tobias Clement. I mean
Yeah, that's true. Definitely a flavored one. All right, so let's go into a conclusion of this conversation right here. We're speaking about some of the things that just ain't right politically, looking at everything that is in the media, everything that's been spoken about. In your perspective, what do you think that is of urgent necessity? The need is now. That is not right. That is not going right. And if it doesn't fix soon, we might end up in some major problem, because you are intellect as well. Besides just a Calypsonian, you're intellect, so you know what's happening. What do you think? Hold on. I have a call. I have to take this call. Let me see if I can take this call live on the air. Call, hello? You're live on the air. Yeah, you're live on the air.
Yeah. Hi, good night, Scholar. I understand. I was a member of the live stream production team last night, and I took one of the nice pictures with you and one of the person that you had sing a song on a couple of years ago. I noticed that big tune you never sang that last night. Is there a specific reason why you never sing that song about the pan, the love for pan? Pum pum.
Great. I mean, like confusion, you know. and Junior, you go, you post something quickly and controversy start, you know. But the truth is that, and people, that is one of the things, but people don't understand. People always believe that somehow me and Cox Sitahal are some bitter kind of enemies. We have never been, you know. And that's the honest truth. We have never been enemies. We have never not been friends. I sing what I thought was topical and was supposed to be sung in terms of Pan and his demise, and I found a creative way to do it. You know, and that's it. And we move on from there. But people still hold thing and feel because how Cox it that's somebody hypocrite and whatnot. I mean, come on, man. Don't do me that. Me and Cox has never been enemies. And even if we were, what happened to that? Russia and America didn't also fight.
Right.
And then they become friends. I mean, that is countries, you know. So there's nothing wrong in that. But the truth is that we have never really been enemies. We have always been good. You put up the picture again. And you know, while we post for that picture, Sital post by telling me, Scholar, why they believe me and you as enemies? It's because it's somebody what dare me. They dare us to take out that picture. You know?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out, to feel out, to see if somehow me and Court is enemy. And when me and Court posed to take out the picture, they're surprised. And then he's telling me, but why they feel we're enemies? But the truth is we're not enemies. We've never been. Ever been.
Right. Caller, you there? Okay, yeah. So I guess, yeah. But I know that Kirk is, you know, we work very closely with Kirk on the Spice Mass, and I mean, Kirk is a good friend. Like, Kirk is a good friend, give good advice, and I never thought that you guys had war in. I always thought you this whole thing that you was just being a Calypsonian. Because I think that if I do something, and although me and you have some, you know, we conversate and stuff, I go get it too. You know, it don't make a difference.
Well, that's the whole thing. And the truth is that Cork asked me, I think that year, if I want him to make an appearance,
that's what I'm saying. Kirk is all game, man. Kirk is all game. You know, I don't think he took it really personal.
You want to make an appearance, I have to tell Kirk, man, nah, man, it's okay. Yeah, and I play smash up.
Yes. Yeah, but definitely. Kirk, if you're watching, big up yourself. Great work. He was up here for the Spice Mass launch as well. They were responsible for the decor and help and decorating the venue yesterday. All right, okay. Scholar, so advice time. The powers that be, I'm sure that they're watching. I'm sure that the ministers are watching. I'm sure that Spice Mass is watching, definitely, or will watch. What advice do you have for them? Things that they need to fix right now. This is not right. What needs to be done?
Junior, what kind of question you asking me, man?
What needs to be done? You have the voice. You are the voice.
Yeah, I have the voice, but you have to be careful when you asking me that question. Is it a Calypso? Is it as a what? Then you can now think. But if you're asking me Kaiso question, I understand.
Not from a public servant perspective, from a Calypsonian. You are giving advice. You're the voice of the people. You do a litmus test on your community, and you know what your community is talking about, what they want to hear, the things that are there. And I'm sure you have ideas, you have advice. So give them closing advice. Things that
well, there is always a lot that any political party can do. Remember that they came in and expectations were high. Expectations are still high, and so there are a lot of things that are broken. That needs to be fixed. I mean, education in Grenada is in a deplorable state. I mean, we know that for a fact. You know, quite a bit has to be done to the education system. so that we can bring it back to a system that we can be proud of, where children, I'm not convinced that children, we teach things like civics and children know anything about grade and so on. So that we pay enough attention to the all-roundedness of our children's education, skills development and so on. So there are a lot in terms of education that has to be done. I think the easiest one that you could put your finger on is health. I mean, for years, subsequent governments have inherited a broken health system. And I think you always hear that hue and cry from Grenadians, especially in the diaspora. Plenty Grenadians would want to come back to pitch tent in Grenada. They want to come home. But they would always tell you that one of the things that is holding them back is the state of health in Grenada, and the health system as it is. If you think about it, even from our hospital, years ago I sang and said that we hospital need to go in a hospital, and that's true. Right now we hospital need a hospital more than ever before. You see, health has been allowed to go down so that a lot of nurses and health practitioners give up and go to seek greener pastures. We have to find a way to entice and to bring these people back to contribute. Even senior people who might have retired who can contribute and so on. But we need our health system to be back in tip-top shape. I hear about the new hospital that is envisaged. This would be great, because even from where our hospital sits, I mean, you look at that and you have to wonder. Sometimes, Junior, I don't wonder sometimes when I see certain things that have endured and are in place in Grenada for donkey years. Sometimes I just wonder who the hell was thinking about these things, and when they do that, I mean, why you put a hospital there in the first place?
I know why. Especially for
why?
Yeah, I could envision. You see the steps? You see the steps? That's a workout. By the time you get to the top, you're good.
If you're sick, you're getting better. But of course, and I mean, this needs to be addressed. I mean, sometimes you always wonder. I mean, look at Grenada roads, for example. I mean, we have the best network of roads, but I know how this man is thinking when they build that road, because simple like a road that could go straight and take you from there to there. Easy. You have to turn about 50 long corner. So, who built this thing? Them men could not just cut through and build the road better, and you have to wonder these things, So, by health needs a lot, and it will take a lot, and a lot of will and so on behalf of the government to fix this thing. I mean, our infrastructure, a lot can be done there. Our roads, what we do for road with a patch road, with us thing, and then by the time the rain come, it did it again, and you see sometimes man planting fig tree and taking hole in the road to kicks and so on. The truth is that for the most part, and for a lot, our roads are in a deplorable state, and this has to be addressed and would have to be addressed very quickly. Of course, our productive sectors, would have to be addressed. Agriculture, the whole thing of pretty larceny, because it's one thing to promote agriculture and planting thing and doing thing, but when you're planting, I mean, even me, I have a little piece of land with a 2 little sapodilla tree, and before I think they teach in all this sapodilla, so so pretty larceny, I think, is a very, very big problem that would have to be solved, and might have to be solved using probably artificial intelligence. And there I make the point, because here we have that in the Grenada economy, and the good thing is that these fellas that are there, most of them are very young, and so they understand and appreciate the importance of ICT and so on
Yes.
to ensuring that we move, the economy moves, and we're seeing a lot of that in play, and much more has to be done. I think coming up this week there is a big thing on the creative economy.
Yes, I saw that.
Which is an excellent thing, because people like creatives like me and you and so on, we have never ever been featured and fancied in terms of government tax and so on. And now the creative people have that avenue and so on, where we could monetize, make money from our work and so on. And this is actually been pushed, and that in itself can lead to a rapid, I mean, it could contribute greatly to the gross domestic product of the country. So Junior, just from that question, I could go on and on and on and on. There are so many things to.
No, you're right. You're right. And I'm happy that you spoke about AI, because I have a problem with the education system not really teaching to the levels of what is needed in the industry. Because you mentioned AI. I believe in a couple of years, the educational system, or work for that matter, AI would replace so many jobs. So how do you now work with AI? Because I don't think that we could push the genie back inside the bottle. ChatGPT have done so much advancement, and they have robotics that is going to be incorporated into ChatGPT, AI intelligence, and you might find someone going to school and studying marketing, and then you could just go into ChatGPT and say, write me a marketing proposal, and you write all the terms, and they could provide you with a better marketing proposal than the best person that ever wrote a marketing proposal. So how do you compete with that? So it's important that you educate for the times, and that's one of the things that I would like to see. Even coding, So that's one of the things that I think that education needs to.
And coding at an early stage, from since the primary level and so on. We have to take a good look at the curriculum, take a good look at education, and decide, what it is that where we're going, and what are the jobs. Because the truth is that based on studies and so on, about 80% of the jobs that will be there, let's say by 2030, 2035, they have not been created as yet.
True.
And most of them will be ICT related.
Yes.
And so if you have that kind of thinking in mind, then how do you structure the education system to make use of those jobs when they come along, or even to create those jobs, empower our new students, our upcoming students to create those jobs, Those are the kind of things, and that's the way we have to think about the education system. But certainly ICT will have to play a very big part in this whole thing.
Yeah. You see, I'd like to have this conversation with you. We have to wrap now, but it's good that, we cannot take the conversation out of the box. You are Calypsonian, but you're not only a Calypsonian. You're someone, you could bring visionary ideas and concepts. And I think it's important to have this type of discussion with all your followings, because especially, as I said, with where we're going with education, it's definitely a problem. So I hope the powers that be are listening, and they're putting things in place to fix this problem, which is imminent. It's going to happen. There's no doubt about it. Scholar, we say thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much, and continue to do your thing. Looking forward to see you back in competition this year. Another one for the road, as they call it. One for the road too?
Boy, I've read this one for the road thing. I've read this one for the road thing. I'm going to make big announcement and so on. But the truth is that I'm writing and producing songs. And of course, I'm the defending monarch, so I don't have to go through preliminaries and so on. I could sit down and watch and then decide, even the day before the Mardi Gras, I'm going to give it a swing, you never know.
Yeah, man, we're nice to have you back, because all the other artists are coming back. I mean, wow. It's going to be an amazing carnival. Scholar, thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. Any last words you want to leave with?
Well, just to say thank you very much to the people who came out last night, especially to support Grenada Carnival and to support the event. It was really a fantastic event. It was really a show of patriotism. It was really something that was fitting to kick off Spice Mass, and more than likely we will have a bumper mass this year. I mean, you could see it in the people, the anticipation. People are waiting for one of the greatest shows on earth, and I hope that we make it the greatest shows, that the soca artists, the Calypsonians, pan players, mass, everybody who's involved, and of course the powers that be come together to ensure that we have a very good, clean, peaceful as usual, great, spectacular carnival. And Junior,
You left out a word.
What?
Amazing.
Amazing. Well, that's why I ask you when you're coming down, you know. I feel this year I will play with them. Why is your amazing colors?
Amazing colors. Oh, Scholar, you don't see anything looking?
Yeah, well. So where the man? I ain't seen no man.
Scholar, I don't make costume for man.
Boy, let me tell you something.
I'm just kidding. No, we have packages for men. But men have the t-shirt. You know, men don't need much. We don't need much to satisfy us. But this year I have bicycle shorts for men. I have bicycle shorts for men.
Bicycle shorts.
Yeah, but if you want to be VIP, you could play bicycle shorts and t-shirt for them.
You notice that every time they're showing the costumes and so on and parading and so on, it's woman not parading, you know. Well. Mass playing has become very sexist, you know. If it's woman, they're doing that. Woman person, you know, if it's only man.
Well, look at Father's Day. Look at Father's Day and Mother's Day. Mothers getting all kind of big thing, cars and gold and all kind of thing. I just get a tie. On my good Father's Day celebration, I'll get a tie. And we're good, we're happy with that. It don't take much to satisfy men.
You don't get a tie?
A tie, a socks.
Well, you're good.
So Scholar, you have to jump in the thing. Amazing Colors. This year we're celebrating Liberation. So it's Amazing Colors Liberation.
Right.
And we have some really nice sections. I mean, listen, I put my foot into this one. Well, right. Yeah, I put my foot in this one. This one, that one, Sleepless Nights and Thoughts. I went to Ghana and I meditated in Ghana, and I came up with this concept. And all I could see, everything that I saw and I witnessed in Ghana, I put it into to play. And you haven't seen half of it yet. This is just the start of the promotion. But it's Liberation, Monday Night Mass with Amazing Colors. And we're urging you guys, if you want to get your packages, to get it tonight. This last night after the launch, we put out 150 packages for the front line. And by the morning, that was sold out. So we had to add an additional 100. That's to tell you the magnitude of the people that will be coming on. So we're urging you guys, if you want to play with Monday Night Mass, you could get your packages at mnngrenada.com. That's mnngrenada.com. In addition, guys, we're also having our jab section. We're playing jab, and it's sexy jab, sassy jab, and jab. We say get your jab package as well. See jab in color? That's it right here. Jab in color. That's it. Playing with that. Playing with it. Scholar, thank you so much, my brother.
Well, Junior, I ain't afraid for you. And you have a special person on that thing what only talking about me here. But I want to tell that person that is my transformational agenda.
Transformational agenda?
That is my transformational agenda. You think it's government alone could have that?
I have a transformational agenda too. I cut mine about a good couple inches. I have a transformational agenda too.
You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. We'll keep in touch, my brother. We'll leave you guys with the performance from Scholar from last night. This is you don't want to miss this one. Scholar, we will keep in touch, all right?
All right.
Na 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 na. Poor woman, she getting blame. People spoiling up she name. They say the man turn and move. It's clear to see that he hook. They running them out on she. They say how she and dirty. Look at how she are the man. They come to the sing the song she. With Hold it. Tonight I'm singing for ladies. Any one of all you could hold me anytime. Oh God, all you sweet. Squeeze it again, little bit. Na 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 na. Oh woman, she getting blame. People spiling up she name. They say the man turn and move. It's better to see daddy who. They running them out on she. They say how she and dirty. Look at how she are the man. I want that you sing this song to. We two candle and a crowd. And a butter wing I grab. In the foot she put her hair. And very underwear. But it's the dimple in she cheek. And it's the teeth when she eat. What has put the man on heat? Where she hold him? Is the way she looking trim. And the softness of she skin. What has always excite him? Where she hold him? The flatness of she tummy. And the hair on she belly. What has make him stupid? When you sing this song, she wallow. Man, just hold. Here it is. This song is vindication for all you women who've been in the position where people say you're tied down, man. Tell them you're from Grenada and you do not need up, yeah. The bag of sugar down there just make the man can go anywhere. Who said Grenada woman is the sweetest woman or not? The fella tell me that is one thing that he know. Anytime she leave and go, he go miss the camel too. Where she holding? Man. Oh na na. Oh na na. People come out to fed. To have fun and to dance, you cut last file and instead sharp down inside your pants doing. Somebody getting. Your girlfriend cute and she nice, in the color spice. Instead of bringing she here to dance the night away, you looking for. To hell with you, woman, tonight. Why is this dirty you playing? Why the best? Tell them. All of your stupidity, she ain't deserve to be lonely. My man gone, and man, yeah. So while your backside in jail, they may see no pale. Some man ending up. And when I jail border to start making sweet eye for you, some man. Let me hear you with some man ending up. Some man ending up. Some man. Let me hear you with some man ending up. Some man ending up. Hold it, hold it. You know I sing that song in 2000 and Little Drop. And up to now, them fellas still playing the ass in Grenada. You know? Up to this day. Last year I went in Batway. They fight, they beg cutlass, they all kind of thing. So I make a verse for them. I want all to listen. Big Easter Monday. People go to have fun. Session nice in Batway. Them mark how they drink their rum and start to play the ass. And just so cutlass start to. But when they choke and kill and end up in Richmond Hill, some big man with some big pole go juke up there. I'll repeat that. Some big man with some big pole go juke up there. They get in love up fast and then they get in real. If it's true, be the plane. Somebody say, yeah, yeah. I'm going to bring you back in time. Let me see if all you know that. Anybody who know that? I'm buying a piece of flatbush and give you. Nobody don't know that. Children, are you ready for this one? If you're ready for this, say. Children, are you ready to get on fun? If you're ready for this, say. Do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it? Listen. Just load it with the beat. I'm going to bring a song out none of all you don't know. Singing it so all you go help me. How can I sing it so? Remember when COVID-19 was a tap in here. Remember when COVID-19 was raging. Da-dum-ba-dum-bum. And they say Grenadians must take the vaccine. Dee-dum-ba-dum. But some people say they're afraid they get blood clot. So to take the injection, they prefer not. That so them NNP come up with a plan to be an example to the nation. They say that they feel who are going to do the trick is if everybody see them take the prick. So Dr. Kid decided one morning he taking the prick. But when he get pricked, so he started grinding. He Mistress Emerald piano. What she do? She take all the prick. She don't even ball. She taking. If you see them just as a procession, they come, they take the prick and they gone. Kate Louise, they cause as a big woman. But people say the prick she get was too long. Prick, they taking it endless. Believe me, New York, I did never know. Them NNP could have take pricks. Hold on, little bit. I ain't done yet. All you enjoy that? I'll give you one last verse. Well, when I see prick share out so on TV, you take prick too? I said, me? Yeah, I take, I don't lie. I don't lie. I said, them NNP and them do easy. But all you could say, what the ass all you damn want. I believe that they were leading from the front. Now say what you want about Dr. Kid, but you cannot question his love for prick. Cause I hear he take it 4 times, you see. Like that man love prick more than killer bee. Somebody say, yeah, yeah.
Scholar, behave, please.
Let me tell you something. They can't do me nothing because they know me are there, you know. All you thought was me are there. They know me are there, girl. That's not me. Hear this. You want one more? Say, Oliver take, but he couldn't watch. He taking it, while the little nurse they laughing and smart. She taking, like she trying to tell him on that she must. He take, man stay right there and take pricking you. He take it. When Peter David get it, he start to sweat. All the vein and them stand up in his neck. When I see how Peter do, I wouldn't lie. I laugh, I tell you, I cry.
Oh, Lord.
All you see how Calypso night. This woman invite me to a party. She said she having it home by she. But when I reached there was rail bacchanal. She ain't want me come inside at all. So I tell her, baby, why you wasting me time? I could have followed them fellas and go bust a line. But the place is too poor, cause it's end of the month. And then I come in inside and don't care what you say, I come in. I come in. Squeeze that because it's squeeze. I will sing last song and go. All you agree? Listen, I could have sing guys the whole night, you know. I will sing last song and go. I find it. They say he censorship, they put in with tail. And men like me and this year go take a. But I ain't afraid about that when I play mass. This year when I singing me song, 1, 2, 3. Big bumps come.
Oi, oi, oi.
Come and take your mic.
New York.
Come and take your mic, partners. New York, it was a pleasure. All right, well, here it is. Big Pumps meet up a nice thing in Flatbush one evening.
Yes.
He lie and tell the woman that he is a sex machine.
Yes.
She put him to the test. He want to give her good. When she shop, she hand inside the pan, she couldn't find it. Tell them. Whoa!
Kill the filter. Kill the filter.
Yeah, guys. Wow. An amazing performance, amazing event yesterday at the New York launch. It was great. It was great, guys. If you missed it, you missed a real big show. I want to take this time to big up the organizers of the subcommittee and the Spice Mass Corporation that was responsible for putting this event together. First, I got to big up Frances Purcell. She put together this amazing steering committee advisory board comprising of the following people. We have, well, the CEO was a part of that meeting as well. Mr. Cecil, big up yourself, Mr. Cecil as well. We had Eddie, we had Lean Forsyth, Dave Greens United, big up yourself, Rockin' J. Janice, thank you so much. It was just such a pleasure to work with. Kirk Sitahal, a part of that as well. Kim, thank you so much. Also, Chris, Shalina. Shalina and her husband, Chris, was amazing in terms of making sure everything coordinate. And they're also a part of this big band. I'm going to put that information up on the screen shortly. And also Marilyn and Chris, the husband, Chris. Thank you guys so much. You made the Spice Mass New York launch successful, and for everyone who came out, everyone who participated, everyone who did anything, whether you sold a ticket or you told somebody about it, we appreciate it so much. So much people would benefit from whatever you did. All right. So, guys, I had to tell you about this band. All right. All right. Let me tell you about this brand new band. You guys saw it last night. It's called Bashik Band. Did you guys see Bashik yesterday? Wow. Beautiful, guys. I'm going to tell you about Bashik and the partnership that we're going to be having with Bashik for Spice Mass. You see, Bashik is a band that's not just colorful and bright, but exciting. I expect nothing but pure excitement from Bashik. So the folks who playing with Bashik will also be playing for the Monday Night Mass and Juve with Amazing Colors, and we're happy to solidify that relationship with Bashik. So guys, if you want to play Pretty Mass, you could play Pretty Mass with Bashik. We're going to give you all the information on how you could book or get your packages, but it's going to be an amazing package where you could play Pretty Mass with Bashik, of course, Monday Night Mass and Juve with Amazing Colors, and it will be an amazing event. All right, Spice Mass. Again, guys, if you're looking to get your packages tonight, we urge you to go to the website. The website was just launched today. You could go to MNN, as in Monday Night Mass Grenada.com, MNNGrenada.com, and get your packages for amazing colors, Monday Night Mass on the road. Also, we have our Juve packages as well. You could get that. It's an all-inclusive Monday night and Juve experience.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Co-op Bank introduces e-payments, our new e-banking feature that allows you to send wire transfers on the go to anywhere in the world. E-payments, the swift, simple, and secure way of transferring money.
When your choice, class, and taste says luxury, visit JTS Luxury Home. With our spring into summer sale, all overstocked items must go. We stock a wide assortment of modern furniture, bedding, and home decor. The sale runs into midsummer or while stocks last. JTS Luxury Home, 467 Thomas Boylan Street, between Pitkin and East New York Avenue in Brooklyn, where opulence meets affordability.
The best time I have for Spice Mass is plain mass with amazing colors. I love amazing colors. Always spectacular. Always amazing. Always amazing.
Again, guys, we say thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being a part of our production here today. On behalf of all our production crew here at Ride Along Live, our senior executive producer, Lois JJ, our moderators, Kibbs, Dean Fraser, Gail Charles, we say good night and have a great rest of your afternoon, evening, and night. Hey guys, listen, if you have a business and you want to advertise, you could give us a call at 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Let us send your business viral. Give us a call right now at 718-701-5720. Let us send your business viral right here on Ride Along Live. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace out. Good night.
Now what I just get and so you see them kind of behavior? You see them kind of behavior? Roy! So come here with you. nuisance. I kinda Isa. Don't come here with your Isa. I kinda Isa. Don't come here with your boy.
Fucking protocol for the carnival. I try give me.
Ready? Ladies, what's up for the ladies now, oh gosh? Oh God. Please. Thanks.
Take job.
Yeah.
More job.
Ready for me?
More job.
Pump it up. Hush. Anyway, when we reach Selvom Blow, Masanto, Filoto, Lord, they don't want
nothing we do. For us, we must up the more. They don't want nothing we do. We great defect and the bubble door. They don't want nothing we do. We make y'all bend up and climb on board. They don't want nothing we do. They don't want nothing we do. And I say bad people there, sick people there, job people there. When it turn on the fire, bad people there, sick people there, job people there. When it turn on the fire, Shalamalanda, all haters middle finger.
You ready? You ready? Let me go.
You may wife and me side girl. It's a spit on top of your heart, girl. So when me bad girl.
Space. I when you can up on it like a acid. Take your 10 fingers and grab your toes enough. Singing on your toes and mask your toes enough. Yeah, that's a lie. You know, oh girl, it thinks so. Spread it out, let me play my CD. When you back, let me jump up in it. Spread it out, let me play my CD. Ladies, the one you X-rated.